we need fresh thinking on the cause of and the solution to the unemployment crisis, both in Europe but also beyond, because ultimately all the countries currently are sharing the same banking system. It's a banking system where the money in circulation is created as debt by banks at interest. So it means that when there's a crisis in confidence, then the banks stop lending. And as money is debt, that's how it was created, suddenly there's a lot less money in the economy. That means there's less money for people to buy stuff, it's less money to invest, less money for wages and for jobs. And so that is the key cause of rising unemployment in most economies right now. It's not that suddenly people are less skilled or that there's just suddenly less demand. It's actually a function of the monetary system. And so, although many people are saying right now we need to just look at solving the euro crisis quickly, that shouldn't be an argument for staying away from looking at some of the deeper problems in the current monetary system. We need to look at whether this pretty much non-reserve banking system that we've got at the moment, and the way that governments can't raise money other than through selling bonds, so they can't issue their own money, whether this really is a sustainable monetary system, whether this is a desirable monetary system for our multiple interests and aims, whether that's full employment, whether it's less inequality, more environmental sustainability, and so on. So we need to listen to unorthodox economists about monetary systems and monetary redesign, and we need to start looking at various different policy measures that could be used. In the UK, where I'm from, there's a campaign called Positive Money, and they have drafted some legislation that they would like to be discussed about basically moving to full reserve banking and restoring the ability of a government to issue its own currency. And that isn't a criticism of one currency over another, because all currencies today seem to be issued as debt by banks. So they call it the euro, the dollar, the pound, whatever. Ultimately, it's the same technology of money, with the same system of money, in that it's created as credit by banks. But what I work on isn't that, because that's obviously quite a complex issue, and it's going to take quite a lot of time and a lot of people with a lot more knowledge than I have on economics and monetary issues. So what I work on is providing communities and small businesses with alternative systems for exchange right now. And so there's a small NGO in Switzerland that I'm on the board of called Community Forge, and we provide free open source software for communities to exchange amongst themselves. So it's like an alternative currency system, and those communities are benefiting from the fact that if they are cash poor, they can still do stuff for each other, and they have this alternative way of monitoring that, accounting for that. So it's a form of currency. We call it mutual credit. And so this is growing now, and we're looking at ways of rolling this out for companies as well. We're working with a bank, sort of like a not-for-profit bank in the United States on this and how it could be applied for businesses. So there needs to be clearly a lot of creative thinking, financial innovation, trial and error in this space. We need ultimately to end up with sustainable currencies that will enable a fairer, more stable and more sustainable economy, locally, nationally, and ultimately worldwide. So this is the kind of thing that I'm talking to people here about in the corridors. Some of these issues are coming up slightly in the plenaries, but generally we've still got a long way to go for understanding and really intelligent discussions about monetary systems, monetary reform, and also complementary alternatives like the systems that I'm involved in. So hopefully that's given you some slightly different take on the underlying cause of mass unemployment, and the need to actually have some new ideas about solving it.